There's some other exciting things we want to talk about that's going on at BET. I alluded to this earlier, but shameless plug, I have a show.
Yes. I've heard that.
Have you?
I have heard that.
No, I have a show. It's called The Rundown with Robin Thede. It's going to be, I will be the only African-American woman in late night. Thank you to BET.
Wow. That's huge.
Yeah, so that's exciting. That's coming out in the fall. I hope that you guys tune in. It's going to be kind of, I don't know, kind of the stuff you get from John Oliver, Sam B, but also Daily Show, but also sketch and music. It's just going to be something different, something new. BET is all about setting the trends, not following them. So this will be no different in this show. And I will say that in this discussion about Black women and being a part of the conversation and being something, you know, common to see on TV now. I think that in the late night space, it's been so white for so long, behind the scenes and in front of the camera. So I'm just honored, honestly, honored that BET is able to give this show a home. So thank you for that.
Very excited about it.
Yeah.
Robin.
Yes.
It's gonna
be great.
And we have some other great late night shows coming on.
Yes. Oh my God.
We know our audience is a late night audience.
It's incredible, the lineup. I mean, Wanda Sykes, Deion Cole, Jeff Johnson, Steve Harvey, 50 Cent's got a variety show. Like, they not messing around.
Right.
Like, this is, honestly, this feels like, I mean, and whatever. I mean, everybody saw New Edition, obviously, and that just like lit a fire, I feel like, under everything that's going on that you guys have been building for so long, and it's just like BET did not come to play.
Right.
P.S. I think that should be the new slogan for the network.
Right.
But,
I like that.
There's also, I do slogans in my spare time. I'm not on the air yet, so I got to get out my creativity. Okay, so there's also this really cool project that's coming out called Tales.
Right.
So I don't know if you guys have heard about this. It's really exciting. What they're basically doing is taking our favorite hip hop songs like Fuck the Police and Trap Queen and like all these and making them mini movies. And people like Irv Gotti are directing them.
Yeah.
Like it's coming from the source. It's really, really cool.
It's really great.
You know, like I think about, I mean this as a compliment. I think about when Beyonce did Carmen the Hip Opera. But it was only because like it was silly and it was cheesy and it was weird, but it was like we didn't get to see that kind of stuff. And I feel like Tales is taking that to like a real like really cool cinematic and musical level. So we're gonna see a clip of Tales.
Yes,
but
we are.
What attracted you to this project?
Well, you know, music works so well for us, and drama is working well. We hope comedy is working well. But anyway, I just like the idea of telling these stories. And there are many movies, and, you know, we sing along to these songs, and sometimes we don't think about the lyrics.
Yeah.
But
when you were singing Fuck the Police.
Yeah, right. I don't think about the lyrics.
I just asked if I could curse so I could say that name of that song a lot of times.
Over and over.
Right.
I don't know how we're going to deal with the lyrics on the air, but we're going to work that out. Right, Connie? This is Connie Orlando, who's running the program. So it's just fun, you know, bringing these different stories to life and having different directors.
Yeah.
And, you know, it'll be a different story every week. So I'm excited
credibility
about
is what's so great about it. I mean, these are people who either produce songs or did videos, or I mean, they're connected directly to these projects.
Right.
All right, you want to set up the clip for us?
Yeah, this clip, I have my notes, is A Story to Tell, which is a song by the Notorious B.I.G.
I've heard of him.
Yes, and it's directed by Jesse Torero.
Jesse
Torero. Thank you. Jesse Torero. So we're going to take a look at A Story to Tell.
Great.
Hey, man. Don't look at her, Playboy. Look at me. Move. I said move, bro. Get your square ass on the ground.
Look, man. Bentley's outside, man. Keys down on the counter. Look, take it. All right, look, man, in the drawer right there. All right, I got a stash, I got jewels. Just take it. It's yours. Just don't hurt us, man.
gonna be spending the whole time waiting for the beat to drop.
And it will drop.
And it will drop. I know it's gonna drop.
It's gonna
What's
drop.
interesting is I was watching it and I couldn't help but laugh. Like I know the dark humor behind the
yeah.
clip,
Right.
But if you don't know the song,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
that's intense, right?
Yeah.
Right.
But if you know the song, you like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Exactly.
That's funny.
That's
Exactly.
great. That's
Yeah.
great.
That's fantastic. All right, we're gonna take a couple questions. So anybody got a question? Raise your hand. We'll get a mic to you. We got some down in front. Oh yeah, give us some light. Hey, oh y'all cute.
Yeah.
What is the sweet spot of the BET demographic
That's a good
currently?
question.
It's 18 to 49.
Okay.
We're about 60% female.
Okay.
But, you know, we're always trying to attract more men. But
Me
yeah,
too.
Yeah. Okay, that was too
Where's the
funny.
lie?
Cannot
What-
wait for Robin's show.
Woo, okay. So yeah, that's, but we're, you know, I think our average age right now is about 35, something like that.
Okay.
You know, we're getting a little younger, trying to keep it young. So a lot of our competitors are a little older.
Okay.
Which is
Children's
fine.
programming is really interesting, though. I
Yes.
mean, that's fascinating.
Yeah.
I don't know from a marketing or financial standpoint,
that's a
running
good-
a network standpoint.
Yeah.
You know.
But that's a great thing about having competitors. We don't have to feel compelled to try to be all things to
That's
all
true.
people.
Right.
We
That's
used
true.
to, you know, people are like, why don't you do it? Why don't you do it? You know, if we did what people said, we'd be, you know, we wouldn't have any consistency
No.
to our program, or the day wouldn't build. So, so we try different things, and it's all about scheduling and the grid and all that behind the scenes stuff. That
Insight. I
Yeah.
love it. All right, who's next? I don't know. The mic people are going to have to decide. I don't know. Am I supposed to be picking people?
Hi.
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 I'm Dalila Ali Raja. Nice to meet you.
Hi, nice to meet you.
So, this is a question for all three of you. Of the kind of storytelling that you've done before, what stories have you not told yet that light you up to tell, that you haven't had an opportunity to, and what would you like to share and tell?
I'll answer it first because it's so easy for me. We have stories that other late night shows will never touch. Shea Moisture, the LeBron story, like Jimmy, none of the Jimmys are going to talk about any of that stuff. And so in politics and pop culture, there's 3 Jimmys in late night. In politics and pop culture, I think it's important. Black people don't need to be told that Trump is bad. We know.
Yeah.
So, you know, I don't have to spend 30 minutes a week on why Trump is bad. I get to talk about the things in politics and pop culture that affect us that we are just not going to hear anywhere else. We get to talk about why Flint still don't have water for 3 years. We get to talk about, you know, listen, I'm going to get into it. So, yes.
You know, for me, I've been fortunate as a producer that I've done comedies and dramas and dance movies, thrillers. The project that's exciting to me that is outside of those is actually one that I set up recently, which is going to be a motion picture theatrical, and it's the true story of an African queen, Queen Amarainus, and she ruled the kingdom of Kush back during one of its richest times of that empire, and the Romans invaded because everybody wanted the gold that the kingdom had, and this African army led by this young queen turned back, and it was like the one time in history that the Roman army surrendered. And there was a black woman who led this, because you know if you mess with a black woman, I could have told the Romans, but it's actually a true incredible story. And I was fortunate to executive produce the remake of Roots, and I'm very, very proud of that. And one of the things that I continue to hear as I talk to people, especially African American audiences, was, you know, we'd love to see ourselves as kings and queens. We'd love to see the story before slavery.
Yes.
And so this is one of those true stories that we're going to bring to the big screen.
Yeah, that's great.
There's so many that I'd like to tell, and that's a great thing about you know, running BET. You know, I'd like to see more African princesses, you know, animated. Yeah, that's always been something I want to do. I love, you know, stories of our time, but I also think we have a really rich history. So I'm really open. And, you know, being in the TV business, you can crank it out pretty quickly, and You know, I think you'll see a lot of different things that we're going to try.
Yeah. And you know what I'm excited about too? This is so random. But all the movie biopics, you know, that are coming out. Is it biopic? What is it?
Right.
I don't know.
Biopic is great.
Yeah, but you know, I mean,
we've announced we're going to do Bobby Brown.
Yep.
So we're excited about that.
Yep.
You know, he has his own story apart from New Edition.
and he's really excited about telling it too.
Yeah, he really. Oh my God.
I mean, I'm serious.
He really is.
Really excited.
He
And
really
upfront,
is.
he came on stage and he said, "Hey, you're gonna get what you're gonna get. If you don't like it, you don't like
Right.
it. But guess what? You're gonna get it."
Right.
And he's
you go.
really passionate
Yeah.
about the fact that his story is very separate from New Edition.
Right.
And that what he went through is so unique
Yeah.
and we don't know the truth. And I'm
Right.
like, well, tell it.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I'm glad you brought it up because you know we're so excited about the success of New Edition. We have
Yeah.
29 million viewers over
I mean,
3
come
nights.
on. Come on.
And those are stories, you know, that are out there to tell. You know,
Absolutely.
I mean, New Edition. You could go on and on. I was making calls the next morning. You know, can we tell your story?
Yeah. Absolutely.
You saw what we did over the past 3 nights.
Well, and I would think those calls are easier to make
Yeah,
now.
they are.
Yeah.
They are, because
Yeah.
people will trust us. I mean, New Edition were executive producers. They helped us. We had the rights to the music. You know, all the things that some networks don't do. We had the music. We cast it well, and we
No
told
shade,
it.
but we had the music.
Right.
No, listen.
And that's the key.
You set
That's
the
the key.
bar. I mean, really,
100%.
it's you know,
Yeah.
other networks who try to tell, especially biopics
Our
of
stories,
African Americans. Now the bar has been set.
Right.
You know, there was something that aired recently, and all I kept seeing was
What was it, Will?
they didn't do it like New Edition.
Right.
Y'all should have gave that to BET.
Right.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
That's what I kept. You know,
Yeah.
and this was with MJ. Y'all know what I'm
Yeah.
talking about. You know, and so but that's the look. See, there you go. But the good thing about it is
Yeah.
that it forces everybody to up their game.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, competition is not
Yes.
a bad thing.
That's right.
It means that you got to get better.
Right. And you know, when TV1 was launched, I'll tell this story. I called my boss at the time, a guy named Mel Karmazin, and I said, I just want you to know we have some competition because they were the first real competitor.
Right.
At least, you know, that's the way it seemed, and they were serious, and everyone knew Kathy and Alfred, and
It's a little shade. It was a little shade.
no, I didn't.
Deborah Lee is a gangster. If you take nothing else from this, Deborah Lee is a gangster, okay? You cross her if you want to.
But you
better
have
get with
to be.
Cle- Listen,
That's not. You don't get here by not being.
survive
That's right.
15
That's
years
right. That's right.
running
That's
a network
right.
without knowing
31.
how to handle
Amen.
your business.
Amen.
Okay, so there you go.
The point being that, and Mel said to me the other time, I said, you know, we have some competition. I just want you to know, I don't want you to read it in paper. And he said to me, he said, competition makes the leader stronger.
Yes.
That's right.
And it
Yes.
does.
Yes.
You know,
That's right.
we you know, I want to believe we would have upped our game anyway, but when you do have more competition, you do up your game.
Yeah.
That's right.
You know, when
Bernie
someone
Mac-
does something well, you want to do it better.
100%.
You know, so.
Bernie Mac told me early in my career that surround yourself with people funnier than you.
Yes.
Never anybody less funnier than you
Right.
because you will never grow.
Right.
That's right.
You will never grow.